Hello, it's James from JRTBs. It is May 17th, it's Wednesday, and it's about 63 degrees, but it's really windy. So it's been a couple days since I had that big swarm. It was Monday, really big swarm. I had a number 8 over there on that apple tree, and I had the swarm trap set up on a ladder. By the end of the day, there was still quite a big ball of bees still on the tree, kind of like between the box and the tree. So I just left them overnight. Came back the next morning, it was still there, all the, a bunch of bees still outside. So I pulled the box off the ladder, set it down underneath that ball of bees, took the lid off, and I just used a brush, and I got a majority of them to fall into the hive on top of all the top bars. I put the lid on it and just left it there on the ground for the day, and that would be last night. By last night they were all inside the box. Probably can't see, but there's quite a few bees buzzing around the area. They were probably the foragers from yesterday that got used to that area. But I moved it over here last night after dark, and the box is so heavy, and I only put 1 frame of honey in there, and it was only like a half a frame of honey. And when I took the lid off, there were just so many bees in there, and there's a little bit of activity out front, but nothing crazy. But I want to get them into some 10 frame equipment. This is a brand new number 13 box that I have ready, and I have some pollen and honey frames, and a couple new wax frames. And inside there's 1 brood frame, 1 pollen frame, 1 honey frame, and 2 new frames. But if I get another swarm, this is my swarm box, so I kind of need it back, and I don't want them building comb underneath the deep frames. So got my smoker lit. Let me make sure you can see. I'm gonna have to set this off onto the ground, and then transfer the frames over. I'm gonna take a look at the frame, see if I find a queen. I don't think there's really no foragers out there. So I'm just gonna move this down right here on the ground and set the new box in its place. There's not much room here. These stands are quickly filling up. It does fit, and I got a solid bottom board, new slatted rack, and gotta reset that entrance reducer a little bit here. Alright. So there's really no foragers coming back, because it's been a cool day. They're going back to the old location, whatever ones came out. So they'll just work their way into other colonies if they don't find their way back here. Let me make sure you can see. Alright. Let's take a look inside the box. There goes my smoker lid again. I gotta really clean the top of that. Make sure there's nothing on the lid. You can see a little bit of wax. I started building on the lid. Yeah, there's a lot of bees in here. I'm assuming it's a virgin queen. I'm going to pull two of these new frames out of there. And you can see there's quite a few bees. So I'm going to get you set up over here as I put them in the box. We'll see what's in there. Take one of these new frames out first. Give me some room. So Monday to Wednesday. And you can see what swarms do. Draw a comb. Look at this side. It's almost all drawn. I'm looking for a queen. Don't see anything there. Very, very quiet. Just gotta be careful. Virgin queens like to run around, and she could fly. That's another new frame. They're drawing that out, and there's some nectar in there already. You can see the shiny stuff. Not too much. It's probably nectar that they brought with them when they swarmed. I'm not seeing a queen. Virgin queens are not easy to find sometimes. So I'm putting the new frames that they're working on out to the outsides. There's no brood or anything on them. Let's see. This is a very heavy frame, just absolutely covered with bees. This was on the outside. I mean, there could be a queen on there, and I never would see it. This is just full of nectar, and there's some pollen, and I really don't remember putting something this heavy in there. I think they must have unloaded all their honey, because this is drawn out frame, drawn out comb. They must have unloaded all that into the frames. So we'll set that in here. Watch out, ladies. We're very calm so far. I'm not going to go crazy looking for the queen. You can see all the bees on the sides and stuff in there. And I'm going to have to get them all out of there, because the queen could be in there. Alright, this was the brood frame that I put in. This is where I would probably most likely find the queen. See what they've done already. All that new comb there at the bottom. This is capped brood. Some open larvae on that side. I can't even see, there's so many bees. So I'm gonna have to pull that off. I don't know if the queen's on it or not. So I'm just going to try to gently put it on top of the top frames here. And let the bees work their way off of it. I'm gonna look again, see if I see anything. What I do see here are two queen cells down there. And right now I'm not worried about them having to make a new queen. There's got to be a virgin queen running around in here somewhere. So I'm going to take those queen cells out. And I'll check on them again in a couple weeks. And if they have a problem, if I don't see any sign of a queen, then I'll do something about it then. But I really don't want this thing swarming again. But it looks like they have drawn those queen cells out. There's 3 on this side. There's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what I'm going to do, I mean, I can't believe that. I mean, maybe there is no queen in here. Or she's just, doesn't have much pheromone yet because she's a young queen. I'm going to get rid of all of them but 2. So they're making them for a reason. So I will leave them with 2. But I really don't want a whole ton of queen cells in here, and then they'll swarm and they'll all start hatching out. Or they could swarm and they'll start hatching out. And they're supposed to, the first queen that hatches is supposed to go around and kill all the rest of the queens, but I've found so many colonies with multiple virgin queens running around in there. So I think sometimes it doesn't work. See another queen cell on this side. And they all got world jelly in them. Okay. So I'm going to leave them with 2. But there is some really young larvae still there. So they could theoretically make more. So I'll come back and check on them in a week. See what they're doing. So I'm going to remember that this middle frame is the frame with the cells. I didn't bring my marker with me. Beautiful comb. Alright, there's 1 frame left. This is a big colony. You can see them, I think it's called festooning, when they're all tied together at the bottom, starting to make comb. If I can get them off. I don't think there's any comb down there. This frame weighs a ton too. That's got honey. This was the honey frame I put in there. But anything open, it wasn't a full honey frame. They filled it. It's probably what they took out of the other hive. And I went through number 8 the other day, after the swarm at the end of the day. And there's still a ton of bees in there, which is I'm shocked, like all these bees came out of there. And there's still, quite a few bees in there. That hive must have been just exploding, which happened to all my hives this year. They started early, and they're just exploding. I'm actually going to move this honey frame. It's all it's got, no brood. I want to move it over to the outside more, and give them something to work on. These empties. So now, look at this. And that's like a whole package of bees right there. Crazy. Good luck. I'm looking for a queen, but I don't see any balls. Sometimes they'll ball up around the queen. I just see a lot of bees, so I'm going to have to try and shake them in. This ought to be fun. Looking again in there. Alright, here goes nothing. Maybe bang it on the hive a little bit. There's a lot of them. Still more in there. Couple good shakes. That's in there. Try one more. That did it. There's only a handful left. I'm going to go set it out in front. Alright, so I just set that out in front of the colony. They'll find their way. They're humming now. There's a lot of bees. Instant colony, just no queen yet. I left those 2 queen cells on the middle frame, and I guarantee you they'll make more. Seems to be the trend this year, queen cells. So I'll check on them in a week and see if they still have those queen cells, and I might be able to find a queen running around at that time. And yeah, I just have to keep my eye on this one. And I'm out of supers completely. I used the super for this hive that came with it. I forget which colony. It's right here. I had to put a super, but there's so many bees. This hive here is so packed, but I have no more supers, and they're actually coming today, so I'll have to put them together. But yeah, I just wanted to make a quick video on transferring this swarm over. So we'll see how they do. And currently out of space. But tonight it's supposed to be, I saw 35 degrees tonight. So what I'm going to do, I have these 3 colonies down here that I made splits with. This is the number 2 queen, number 4 queen, and I forget what queen this was, but these 3 have queens. Tomorrow morning I think would be a great time. I'm going to move them over to another apiary that I'm starting about 6 miles away. So I'll come out tomorrow morning, first light, when it's really, really cold, and strap these up and put screen over the 3 entrances. They should be really quiet and sluggish, being that cold. And I'm going to load them into the truck behind the seat and take them over in the morning. We'll see how it goes. I've never moved. I mean, when I started with my first 2 nukes, obviously I had to go pick them up. And I think I transferred them into my 10-frame box, right? And then I just sealed up the entrance and drove them home. But these will be the first bees I've moved in 4 years. So hopefully that goes smooth. Still waiting for a queen to come back. I saw a virgin queen in there over a week ago, but I'm going to check on these other splits on Friday and see if there's any queens. This one's got number 3 queen. This is that other swarm. It's got a virgin queen. And then there's that other big swarm down there that has a queen from last year in it that I caught with the swarm. But yeah, I think I am now that I caught that swarm Monday. I think I have 20 here. And this year I really wanted to just go to 15, and I was going to start the new apiary with 2. So now I've got 20. That's why I'm taking 3 over there to give me some room here just in case I have to make some more splits. But I'm hoping I can just keep it here because I can't believe how fast this honey box is filled up. But they're not capped yet. I have to give them another week and check on them. But I'm hoping they're starting to cap them, but I won't take them off till they're 85%, 90% capped. Even though I did the shake test Monday on some of them and nothing was shaken out, but they're not even capped at all. So, but as soon as they get capped, then I could take them off and get them all extracted overnight. Hopefully, be a lot of work. But I want to get them right back on because they need the space. They have nowhere to put honey. They're putting honey down in the brood box now because they've got 2 supers full of honey, but they're not capped, so I can't take them. So I was wondering if anyone else had this problem this year because they did start way early, brooding up and bringing in pollen. So yeah, I got new supers coming, but I got nothing drawn out. But at the very least, if I put them at the bottom right over the queen excluder, a new super, and at least it gives them space for all those bees to move up into. And hopefully with this good honey flow, I've heard they can draw a box out in a week. I've never seen my bees do that yet, but this could be the first year. But I am excited about all the honey. There's definitely a lot of nice spring honey, but I've got a lot of work ahead of me. But it's just been tough trying to keep them from swarming this year and staying on top of all the queen cells. All right, just wanted to keep this short. I wanted to take you over here real quick to show you. This is where the swarm was last night when I carried it into the apiary. And you can see these must be all the foragers from last night, and they're up there hanging out on the tree where they were. Hopefully they'll eventually figure it out and find their way tonight back into a colony or 2. All right, good luck with your bees. Hopefully you're managing all your swarms. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.